Today we're working on getting Michael's Mk3 ready to go to the upholsterer. Hey everybody, welcome back to the IE427 garage. Today we are working on getting Michael's Mk3 ready to go over to the upholsterer. We just been working on little stuff behind the dash that needed to be done so that we didn't have to deal with this post-upholstery, getting some of the accessories and whatnot wrapped up, finished up, so that anything the upholsterer happens to cover or affect isn't going to in turn around and affect us as we're trying to finish up the car when the body goes back on. So one of those things was the Holley handheld programmer. We initially had that plugged directly into the CAN bus output on the Holley computer in the main harness. And then it went directly over to the glove box, and it allowed you to view any of the settings that you needed to go through in order to get the Holley programmed, or check any of the parameters, the fuel pressure, engine temperature, stuff like that. The problem with that is that if Michael ever decided in the future that he wanted to have this professionally tuned, let's say he wanted to take it over to a local tuner and have the tune on this thing really dialed in precisely, then they'd have to pull the dash off in order to get to the CAN bus cable, because there's a different cable that needs to be attached to that CAN bus cable in order to tie it into a laptop. So what we did, let me grab the keys here. So what we did is we removed that programmer cable for the handheld, and we picked up a 4-foot extension cable from Holley. I think we ordered it through Summit Racing, but what it does is it's just a 4-foot extension of the CAN bus cable. So you can see right here, I've got it just kind of looped on top of the glove box for right now, and then on top of the heater core. Once I get it back from the upholsterer, I'll be able to tuck this in a little bit nicer and neater. But what we've done is we've now extended that cable into the inside of the glove box, as you can see here. So now we can either plug in the handheld programmer to this cable, or we can plug in the CAN bus to USB cable that you can get on either the Holley website or Jegs or Summit or even Amazon, I think. And so this way, excuse me, this way it offers Michael flexibility down the line if he decides that he wants it tuned. The other thing that sharp eyes may have caught in the last video that was posted when we went to the painter is that the turn signal indicator lights were coming on when the brakes were touched. And so, in turn, what was happening, since these are connected to the front marker lights, the front turn signals were being activated by the brake lights as well. And this was one of those easy things that I just overlooked when I wired the relays. I got so caught up in the rear portion of the tail light connections for the relays that I completely forgot the ones for the front. And the way the Ron Francis wiring harness is wired, all those wires come together at the dash. They go into connectors, and then they're tied together, because the way the Ron Francis harness was originally made, it was made for the dual taillights in the back. 2 being turn signals, 1 for each side, and then 2 being brake lights, 1 for each side. And if you don't separate those at the dash, what happens is it bleeds through to both of them. So after I got it back from Jeff Miller's place, I started looking into it, and since I knew I had to take the dash off in order to do the CAN bus wiring, I went in, I found those connectors behind the dash, I disconnected those, and now all the turn signals and the brake lights and everything work as they should. So the dash is back in Michael's car now. As you can see, we've got everything pretty much ready to go to the upholsterer. And what I've done is I've left the side foot boxes removable. I've only got them in with like 4 Clecos on each side. And I'm actually going to give the upholsterer a set of Cleco pliers. I'm going to leave them here in the trunk so that he can remove those 2 side panels when he's doing his work. And then he can actually upholster the inside, carpet the inside of the foot boxes, and then just attach them back with Clecos when we pick the car up. And then I will do the final attaching of all of the footbox panels once the upholsterer is all finished. All right, the other thing that we've done is I have tried to make sure that everything that the upholsterer is going to need is going to be included in the car when he gets it. So for instance, this panel right here is our tunnel top. It is made out of hardboard. It has the automotive push-through fasteners that I think I showed you guys before. It has, of course, all of the cutouts for our cup holders and our seat heaters. So with that, I'm making sure that we include the cup holders for the upholsterer. I'm also making sure that we provide him the boot trim ring and the rubber boot, because he is going to be making a vinyl or a leather boot for the shifter. So that's going. I've included the old emergency brake handle cover. This actually has a metal strip in behind it. That's behind this portion, the outside portion of the boot. And so I'm making sure that he gets this as well. And like I said before, I'm sending along a pair of Cleco pliers so that he can pull the Clecos off and get those footbox sides off so he can do his gig. So I think we have got Michael's car pretty much ready to go. Oh, the last thing that I wanted to show you, I don't feel like pulling the seat out. And you may have seen this on other car shows or automotive shows. But once you get your seat mounting locations kind of squared away in the car, what you want to do is, one, leave the holes open, right? So when we did the fat mat inside the cockpit, we went ahead and we cut out where the seat mounting bolt holes are. And what I'm doing for the upholsterer is I'm actually just leaving some bolts in there loose. So they're not tied down or anything, but there are 4 bolts here. And what that's going to allow him to do is he'll carpet right over the top of those. And when I get this back in the shop here and I go to mount the seats, I'll just cut a small X over the top of the bolt. I'll push the bolt up from the bottom, and then the seat mounting brackets that we've made here in the shop will go right in there, and we'll be able to get the seats mounted in exactly the same spot that we had initially fit them. So that, I think, is about the last thing that we need in order to get Michael's car all ready to go out to the upholsterer. So right now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pulling this thing out. I'm going to be taking it off the lift. I'm actually going to put this over there where the 25th anniversary car is now. And then the 25th anniversary car is going back up on the lift because Short of loading this on the trailer, we're done with this for now. And although progress will still continue on this, meaning Jeff Miller's working on the body and the upholsterer is going to be working on the interior, I'm not going to be going down to either one of their shops and filming any of this stuff because honestly I have enough stuff to do here in the shop. So with that, I know it's a short video on this one today, but I wanted to make sure that I got you guys kind of all caught up on what's going on Michael's car. And then I'm hoping to be working on the 25th anniversary car later today. So I want to thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate all the views. If you're enjoying the content, as always, do the like, the share, the subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you guys all next time. Have a great day.